again, I want to just thank you for inviting me to be with you today. And I want to recognize the fact that folks that are here in this room, chamber members and others, are on the front lines of business and the economy right now. You're being asked to make some tough decisions about how you're going to get through this recession and continue to stay in business. I want to be a part of making that as easy on you as I possibly can. But I'm also asking you as citizens and voters to make a decision in the next 36 days about who you would like to pull the lever for in the voting booth on November 2nd. I would like for you to think about this race in terms of a choice between those three people. And look at who has an established track record of fighting on the issues that we talked about today. Look at who has an established track record of fighting to keep our carrier here in the 10,000 local jobs and all the business that's associated with having those carriers here at our Navy base. Who's working in a bipartisan team fighting to keep the jobs associated with Joint Forces Command in our community, which I think are vital. And we'll have a discussion with the Deputy Secretary of Defense tomorrow. I'll be there with the Governor, pushing back on that issue because I think it's important. Who has an established track record fighting for our military families, for the people that put their lives on the line for us, and also for the family members back home that have to keep the home front together with a loved one overseas they're worrying about. I have a proven track record of fighting and getting military spousal education benefits turned on when the Defense Department decided to cut them off. I did that by listening to the community and hearing from local military spouses that said, this is just too much for us to bear right now. We're being asked to sacrifice for our country. The least we can expect is that our government would do right by us. We got that program turned back on. I'm asking you to look at somebody who has a proven track record of fighting for tax cuts, like a tax cut specifically for businesses that hire vets, which I thought would be very useful for Hampton Roads, like payroll tax cuts and accelerated depreciation. Somebody who has supported additional funds in a loan vehicle for small businesses to help grow and get this economy out of a recession. I'm asking you to make a decision, vote for somebody who's taken an independent approach. And a lot of the news you hear these days is a lot of partisan language. A lot of this party's the right one, no, that party's the right one. At the end of the day, an idea, whether it's Democratic or Republican, it doesn't matter if it doesn't work. I don't come from a political background. I come from a background of serving out in the field, making the tough decisions, trying to do the things that we thought would work best to solve the problem at hand. That's the attitude I've taken here, listening to people like you, trying to fight for those things that I think would be helpful to the people that I represent. And even when folks in my party wanted me to do some things I didn't agree with, I stood up and said no. If I agree with them, I've supported ideas, but when I didn't agree on healthcare and cap and trade, I've taken some tough votes and I've said no. Again, I'm very proud to have just today received the endorsement of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which is based on my record of fighting for things which are helpful to the business community and creation of jobs to get us through this recession. I'm asking you to make a decision coming up in 36 days. And if you like the approach I've taken, an independent approach, practical approach, doing the things that are best for Hampton Roads, then I respectfully ask for your vote on November 2nd. And thank you for having me today. I appreciate it.